Just take easy position as you, whatever feels the easiest to you. You can fold your legs, you can keep them sideways. Try to keep your back as straight as possible, but not so stiff that you feel stress on your back. Try to adopt a position that you can keep for another half an hour. You can keep your hands on your knees, you can keep them facing upwards, downwards. There are no rules about this. We just try to get you to a comfortable meditative position and close your eyes. And let's start by taking a few deep breaths. So you can start inhaling as I guide you. Take a deep inhale. Follow the breath. Try and see how deep you can take it. And exhale at the count of 1. Now take another deep breath inside. And exhale. 2. Inhale again. And exhale. Now as you inhale, you can try and see if you feel the sensation of the air entering your nostrils. And as you exhale, you can try and feel the air exiting your nostrils. You can probably feel it around your upper lip or around the edges of your nostrils. Try to focus your attention in this part, this little triangular part under your nostrils and above your lips on your upper lip. And try and see if you can focus your breathing in this part. Feel your breath coming in and going out. While you breathe and try to focus on this area, you may notice the warmth of the breath as it goes in. You may also notice that the air feels cooler on that area of the upper lip as it comes out. Or maybe it feels warm. Just notice how your breath feels. While you focus on your breath, you may notice that many thoughts come and go. And this is the nature of the mind, for thoughts to arise and thoughts to leave. When you focus on those thoughts, you realize that they meant to be. So you may not feel bad or feel frustrated that your mind is distracted by these thoughts. You observe them and let them go, and gently bring your mind back to the breath. This is the nature of the monkey mind, to be distracted. And we accept that, and we gently bring our minds back to the breath, to train our minds to help ourselves. So if your mind is distracted, bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to this area in the nostrils, between nostrils and your upper lip. And gently try to hold your attention here. You don't need to breathe deeply if your attention is already focused. You can go with the natural breath. If you find that you cannot concentrate, you cannot bring your attention back, then you may take a few deep breaths. Or you may even count your breaths. Inhale at 1 and exhale. Inhale at 2 and exhale. Now I invite you to gently bring your attention to your stomach area and observe how with each inhale your stomach area rises, your belly fills up, our bodies, and we are looking at it at the experiential level. We are experiencing it in our bodies through our breaths. Each breath comes, stays in our body and leaves. Each thought that comes in our mind stays in our mind and leaves. This technique of concentrating on our breaths, observing their nature of impermanence, is called Anapana meditation in Buddhist tradition. And realizing the nature of this breath with wisdom of impermanence takes you towards the path of Vipassana meditation, which means meditation of insight. Asana means to observe, and V means to observe in a special way, to observe the reality with wisdom, with insight. Insight into the nature of reality, which is impermanent. So now I invite you to observe our sensations through our bodies, starting from the tip of your top of your head. Choose a point at the center of your head, right on the top, where in babies the soft spot is found. Let's focus our attention on that part of our head and observe any sensations that you feel at this tiny spot. You may feel a tingling sensation, you may feel an itching sensation, you may feel warmth, coolness, or you may feel no sensations, and that's fine too. But just focus your attention over here and just observe that sensation that you may feel. Note it, accept it. Yes, I'm being tingling there now. And that's it. Do not react to it. Do not react to it with clinging or aversion. That, oh, I don't want this sensation there. Or, oh, the sensation feels good. Just note that the sensation is there. And then move on to the front of your forehead. And observe any sensations that you may feel over here. Many of us feel a sensation of tightness between our eyes on our forehead or on our temples. Scan this area and see if you feel any sensations here. Any tingling, any heaviness, any constriction. Notice it, accept it, and move down to your cheeks, to your cheekbones, to your nostrils, to your nose. See if you feel any irritation, any movement, any sensation. Come down to your jaws. Relax your jaws. Hold them lightly. See if you feel any sensation on your lips, on your nostrils, on your tongue, around your ears, and go down to your neck, the front of your neck, the muscles on the side of your neck. Feel any sensations there. Now let's move our attention to your right shoulder. See if you feel any sensation over here. Accept it, note it, and move down to the right forearm, right palm, the front of your right palm, to your fingertips. Notice any sensations that you may feel in the entire right arm. Notice it, accept it. And now let's move on to the left shoulder. Do you feel anything here? To the front of the left shoulder, to the back of the left shoulder. Sometimes you may feel pulsating sensations in your armpit, at the back of your arm. You may feel a tingling at your elbow. Any sensations that you feel, just notice, accept, go down to your forearm, go to your fingertips, Then sweep your entire left arm again for any sensations that you may feel. Now let's bring our attention to the front of our chest. Notice how the chest moves, expands with every inhalation, and falls down with an inhalation, with an exhalation. Notice if you feel any sensations, any tension around the heart area. This is another area where we feel very hold a lot of tension, a lot of tightness. Scan this heart area and see how you feel. Accept any sensation that you may have. Notice it. You may notice that when you focus on any sensation, you can see how it rises. Feel the touch of the mat on the back of your thighs. Take your attention to the front of your knees, to the back of your knees, through your legs, front of your legs. Bringing them to your feet, to your toes. See how you feel with your toes. Take your attention to the soles of your feet now. See if you feel any sensations there. And now you can travel your attention to the back of your feet, to the muscles of the calves. See if you feel that you hold any tension in these muscles. Let it be, let it go, let the tension be there if there is. Hold it lightly and see how it changes. Bring your attention back to the back of your thighs, the back of your buttocks, and now we'll explore the sensations on the back of the lower back, around your sacral area, around the small of our back. Many of us with sedentary lifestyles hold a lot of tension around here. See if you can feel any tingling, any heaviness in the small of your back. Now move your attention up along the spine, along the muscles that hold our spine together, that hold our spine straight. And then explore the rest of the back muscles too. Bring your attention to the shoulder blades, in between the shoulder blades, another area where we hold our tension. Scan this area for any sensation that you may feel. Accept it, notice it. Move to the shoulder areas. Scan this area. Notice any sensations. Come to the back of the neck. The muscles along the spine holding our neck together. Come to the area where the neck joins the skull. Explore this area. And now to the back of your skull. The back of your head, any sensations that you may feel here. And come to the tip of the head where you started your body scanning, where you started your meditation. And notice any sensations that you may feel. Keep your attention on this part of the top of your head and keep noticing anything that you may feel here. Now I would invite you to combine your breath meditation with your body scanning experience that you have just gone through to scan the whole body at one go. So with an inhale, deep inhale, I invite you to start from the tips of your toes and scan the whole front of your body, the entire front portion of the body, from the toes to the top of the head. Inhale and try to move your sensations, your awareness of the sensations, from the tip to the top of your head. And while you exhale, you scan the whole back part. Go from the tip of your head to your soles and scan the entire sensations on the back portion of your body. As you breathe in from the tips of your toes, imagine you're bringing in fresh energy into your body, towards your head. And as you exhale all your negative thoughts and energy out of your body, going away from your body, exiting from your body, from the tip of your head to the bottom of your soles. Try to continue this cycle for a few breaths. What I said in the end means, may every being be happy. May everyone be happy. So, are you feeling a lot of cramps? Your breath and your body are connected to each other. The thoughts that you have can affect your breath, and when you breathe in a certain manner, when you focus on your breath, then that can calm your thoughts, it can affect your thoughts. So the breath is the connection between the mind and the body, and it is really available to us, it is with us all the time. We don't need to go and find another object for helping us to concentrate, for helping us to realize the concentration in our minds, in our body. The breath is available to us to do this at all times, and it is the easiest method to connect, to understand the connections between our body and mind. And therefore you start with breath meditation, and then you go to your sensations in Vipassana meditation to again realize the connection between the mind and body, and realize that we store a lot of our the sensation, the feelings that or our thoughts evoke in us. We store them and we feel them in our body as well. So when you notice the sensations in your body and you relax into them, you accept those sensations, you are actually looking at a lot of pent up memories of stress, even happiness, enjoyment, which we store in our body, which we feel through our bodies. And when we focus on these sensations, we pass our attention to these sensations, and we realize that the changing nature of these sensations, we let go and we understand that we do not need to hold anything in our minds and our bodies, because everything is impermanent, everything is changing. The sensations are changing, the thoughts are changing, the breath is changing, and this way, through our body, our breath, we train our mind to let go of all the stresses and strains that we hold in our body and our mind, and we cleanse ourselves, we purify ourselves, we help ourselves. And we don't need to, chant a mantra or go to an external help to be able to process our stress and strain, and to find the art of living. We find it in our own self. We can help ourselves by realizing that what we have gone through and what we hold in our body is impermanent, and we can let go of it by practice of breath and observing of our sensations and observing the nature of the reality of the world, that everything is impermanent. And as we feel more and more content and happy in our own lives and our own selves, we can share that with the rest of the world through loving kindness meditation or metta meditation. And that meditation also helps us by bringing in a sense of calmness and happiness within us, which helps us reach out and connect with our world with more compassion and more connection with our fellow human beings. And that, in a nutshell, is Vipassana meditation, which is very non-sectarian. It has nothing to do with, chanting religious texts. Even if you can just realize the nature of reality and nature of ourselves within our body, mind, and sensations, that should suffice us to take care of ourselves and connect to the world with more compassion, more healing for ourselves and for everyone else. So, thank you for sharing this practice with me today and spending your morning here. I would now open the session for any question and answers. That if you have any doubts, I'd be very happy to answer. If you need any more information, I'd be happy to share that. Thank you.
Any questions from the floor?
Ambassador, for such an instructive and enlightening sharing of philosophy, more than religion, more than this is to me, it's what instinctively I use this word again. We already know initially, when we release or first accept and release, this is the most natural thing, and you should just go with against the flow of life and reality. You are also medical doctor. I am just curious if there is any medical explanation for the breathing. And the second, I guess, question would be when we're hurting physically and then emotionally and psychologically, how difficult could it be? Because I'm not getting that, I'm just thinking of all the victims of violence. If you're hurting that much physically, is it to cleanse yourself of these things by breathing? I would imagine so. But again, just going back to their medical explanation, what kind of meditation do you need to cope with trauma? Yes, trauma.
Yeah. Thank you, Master Anita, for the very, very good question on what is the medical evidence and is there any medical connection. There is very much so, because you may be aware that the body has sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, and so our brains and our spinal cords are connected, and the brain has the executive function of thinking and so on and so forth. But how our bodies are controlled are by the nerves that are going out to our spinal cord, and there are two systems of nerve. There are two nervous systems. One is called the parasympathetic nervous system, which looks at, which is called as the rest and digest nervous system, which helps us with digestion, brings our breathing down. We rest when when we are resting, then our parasympathetic nervous system is acting, is stronger. And when we are in a flight and fight mode, then it is the sympathetic nervous system which is in action, and this sympathetic nervous system is also it helps us in times of danger by fleeing away from a situation or presenting a fighting response to danger. And when this system is active, then we have more adrenaline in our body. Our breathing is fast and shallow, and we have more energy in our body to run away from dangerous stimulus. So there is a clear connection between breath and the way our bodies respond. And so when we are meditating, we are focusing on bringing our parasympathetic system into action and letting our breaths and our bodies relax. Our mind and body relax. And at that time, our breathing is always deeper and shallow. Deeper and not shallow. Deep and long, and it helps us calm down our mind and our bodies completely, so that our food can be digested. We can rest. We can go into sleep. You would have noticed that when we sleep, our breathing is deeper. when we are running or doing activities, then we take shallow breaths because our sympathetic system is in action. So there is a clear connection between breathing and the state of our minds and our bodies. So it is medically proven, and there is also a system called biofeedback, a therapy called biofeedback, which utilizes this system of breathing to bring down tension in our bodies and our organs. When you breathe slowly and you focus attention on a particular part of our body, we realize that body part relaxes. It's called biofeedback. You may want to read more about that. So this meditation technique of utilizing your breath is scientifically proven, and we have had it for so many centuries and centuries, and now we can only in the past 100 years we can prove it with medical science. What your other question is also very important and relevant. Can you really practice this meditation of observing your breath and observing your sensations when you are in a lot of physical pain? Yes, it is very difficult when you are in a lot of physical pain to focus on that pain and observe it. But the entire Vipassana tradition has shown us that this can be done. You can practice by observing your pain at a particular, point, and when you observe that pain, you can see the characteristic of the pain change. Sometimes you feel like it feels like a sharp stab. Sometimes it feels like it is, becoming generalized in an area. Sometimes you can breathe through the pain. Like you can take a deep breath and notice that you can take that pain, that breath to your pain area, the area where you feel the pain, and let go the breath through it. And also imagine, you will have that thought in your mind that you're taking energy towards your pain and letting out this painful energy when you exhale. So that kind of practice can help through your pain, to meditate through your pain. But there are times if you cannot focus on your pain at all, then you can focus just on the breath and leave the pain as it is. Leave that pain aside by saying, I accept that this is the reality of the moment, that I feel the pain. And not judge it, not trying to say that I'm pushing it away. Yes, this is the reality of the moment. I feel the pain. But right now, since I cannot focus on the pain, I will just focus on my breath. And so at that point, you can just do a breath meditation rather than pain, focusing on the sensation of the pain and just accepting that the pain is there. So there is a story in the Dhammapada about a nun who's raped by her by another by a man. I can't remember if this is a fellow monk or just a layman. And then the Buddha tells her to focus just on the pain that she feels at that moment. And if she can, only after she looks at the pain and she looks at her breath, and then she feels good, and she compassion meditation, metta meditation, for forgiveness even towards that rapist. But first we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to first heal ourselves. And the Buddha gives you the tools to do that first. Focus on yourself, focus on your breath, focus on your pain. And when you see that the pain is impermanent and you have let go of it, and it can take ages, it can take any, or it could go very quickly. But accepting that it's there and we work through it is the philosophy behind Vipassana meditation. So I hope that answers your question. Feel free to ask more if you're not convinced. Very fine.
Any other questions?
You should try and meditate at that time. To begin with, I would recommend that you try 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. But there are no set rules. Just meditate as you get the time. It would be nice if you can set aside some time and bring some discipline to your practice, because then it helps our practice go stronger and faster. But if you just cannot find the time, you don't need to kill yourself. You can say, okay, I could not do in the morning, I'll do in the afternoon because I have afternoon free, or I'll compensate in the night. It doesn't matter what time. It would be also useful to begin with to meditate in a quiet place and sit at a particular place so that you get used to the habit. But later on, for example, now I can just meditate sitting in the car for 10 minutes, or while walking, anywhere, while even you're picking up your groceries or doing your dishes. I want to be in the present moment, feel my breath, or feel the sensation. How does it feel to clean my cup? Just being at the moment with my sensation and in the present moment is good enough. But to begin with, yes, I would recommend that you do an hour at least. You sit in a quiet place, you sit in a particular place, and start your practice that way. The best thing is if you can go for a Vipassana retreat, because this will give you a solid foundation. I have just given you a teaser. I really don't claim to be a teacher. I'm guiding you towards the path, and I would encourage you to do it with a really qualified meditation teacher who is teaching meditation regularly. I do it only with friends and family, and whenever I'm asked, because part of it has, since as I said, it has helped me so much, and I'm happy to give back. And so the best thing would be if you can take some time off. Usually for a beginner, the retreat is 10 days, because the 10 days is like a boot camp. It gives you a full exposure to, full-on exposure. And after that, you can do 3 days. You can go for 3 days.
This is Dhamma.org.
Yeah,
Vipassana.
Can you put it
Yeah.
It's called Dhamma.org.
Arlo. There's a website, Dhamma.org.
I don't know, measurable goal. Like if you're working out, you say, oh, my butt is my whatever. But in meditations, they're like that. And then how long did it take you to get to the level where you're happy with in terms of meditation? And I asked as well if we are. I'm from an alcoholic family, and I've been going through 12 steps work, 12 steps programs since 2013. And what we're doing now in Cambodia, it's not published, but because it's like an attraction rather than promotion kind of program. So we have a Cambodian group in Phnom area, And then one of the things that is in the 12-step program is prayer and meditation, and it's usually one of the things that is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, especially for like the locals, where they yes, they're Buddhist, but when you're poor and you don't have resources, you don't really think about it. So is there kind of like a way where we can, like, you being the ambassador of India, can like extend it to the people who don't have the capability or the knowledge or anything, like an awareness to the local population?
I didn't understand the last part of your question.
Is there like a way where the Indian embassy, for example, or any organization kind of extends this meditation practice to the local population, especially to those that do not have the capabilities and the knowledge and the awareness that there's some kind of meditation that they can use for recovery and things like that?
So the first part of the question was what is the goal? How do you measure improvement in your meditation practice, right? Yeah, so meditation is, if you look at the ultimate goal of meditation, it's to understand the reality of life, right? What is the reality of the universe that we live in? But a side effect of it, while we are working towards that goal, it is the side. One of the let's say good effects of it is that you can understand how to live happily, and so if you are looking at that positive side effect, as I may call it, then you could measure it by noticing that you don't feel very upset about many setbacks in your life. You can recover from it quickly. You can enjoy small things, small happinesses, by, let's say, just doing a nice thing for yourself or doing a good deed for someone else. You can also notice that you feel much more calm and centered within your own body. The kind of anxiety that one feels when one gets very agitated, you can feel it through your body, and the body is also very tense. You can realize that you can actually be aware of that anxiety and bring it down. The anxiety calms down, you feel better in your body, you feel better in your mind. You can catch positive thoughts coming in your mind. You can see negative thoughts and say, oh, this is not the right thought. I can move from here and think positively. You can see yourself reframing your thoughts. So those are steps that you will observe in your meditation practice, which are beneficial to you. But I would not say that would be the goal of meditation, because the goal of meditation is to just realize what our reality and what the reality of the world is. So that everything is impermanent. We do not need to cling to anything. We do not need to, hold anything within us or even hold anything against anybody else, because everything is very impermanent and everything is not satisfactory, and there's nothing that will give you permanent happiness or permanent sadness. And then everything around us, including us, is changing. So that is the ultimate reality that we are looking at in meditation. But yes, when you're looking at step by step how you change, what are the changes that come in your life, then these are some of the changes that you will start noticing. And it's not like you would notice them, you can notice it immediately too, because as you start focusing on your breath, you realize, you will see that you feel calmer, right? When you sat through the 20 minutes, did you feel a little calmer? You did, right? So the effects are immediate, but for them to be long lasting, you have to keep practicing. Because it's not easy to, it doesn't come to us naturally. The way we relate to the world, the way we are, the way our society is, we are always, focused on our goals, and interactions with others, and we don't go back and look at, how these interactions are affecting us, how they are affecting our bodies. Is this the right way to react? No, we just go on and on, So that's what meditation's goal would be. So there is a conventional goal, a small goal, and